Listen, sometimes dinosaurs are just cute and they're not trying to eat you. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. I post art daily, 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of some of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my one-shot comic called Searchers is available at burningstarcomics.net. Visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. There's a growing gallery of art and comics to see and enjoy. All these links are in my description and bio, so please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. Informal little drawing I did of Hillbilly Sue. At the time I didn't have much story worked out for Hillbilly Sue. So here I just stuck her next to her monster truck, which I thought she had at the time. And I kind of abandoned the idea. But looking at the picture again, I think I'm going to give her the monster truck again. I also think it's going to be a good idea. I'm going to give Hillbilly Sue a couple of costume changes. Because she's got this black rag dress on, which I like. But I got other ideas for what she probably could be wearing. Like I want to draw different tops on her. Put her in jeans and put her in these big giant leather work gloves. Because she's always like carrying big wrenches around and firing giant guns that get overheated. So I think gloves are going to work out pretty well for her. So next up, monster truck, Daisy Dukes, and giant leather gloves. A panel from my Una the Cave Bunny comic story called Flight of the Cave Bunnies. I realized I have to put more dinosaurs of all different kinds and personalities in the comic. If you watch Jurassic Park, you just always have the idea that most dinosaurs are incredibly hostile. But I'm just going in a different direction. There are some hostile ones, but there are some that are can become tame or are indifferent to people. Or cave bunnies in this case. So when I do Una the Cave Bunny comic, there's all kinds of danger and fighting and stuff, but I'm going to throw cute stuff in there sort of like this once in a while. Here's the full page, and I was in the habit at the time of doing no lettering on the pages and just finishing up the art and putting the lettering in later. Even though people do that all the time nowadays, I didn't. I started up in comics doing my lettering directly, drawing it directly on the page, during the pencil stages. No one does that anymore unless they do it themselves or unless they did it from the old days. I did a small Sharpie sketch of Lois Payne from Wally Wood's great Super Duperman comic that he did for EC Comics back in the 50s. Now, Wally Wood's comic was a parody of Superman called Super Duperman, and Lois Payne was just completely vain and abusive and dismissive. And she was just so fantastic. And of course, Wally Wood, who was very well known for drawing just these fantastic, gorgeous pinup girls, really made Lois Payne her own character. This is the only surviving scan that I have of the eBay piece that I drew of Lois Payne. I've got to draw her again. Every time I look at this, I always say, I've got to draw more Lois Payne. If I remember right, like even back in the 80s, there was some there was this roller derby girl that named herself Lois Payne. Such a great name, such a great character, and for me, a real standout from the old EC comic days. A closer look at one of the thumbnails I make for my YouTube videos. The character is Lara from the Star Trek animated episode called Jihad. I've talked about Lara before, and the idea was that she was from a planet that had had women that outnumbered men. And on the animated episode, she kind of propositioned Kirk, and he turned her down, which would only happen in the animated series because it was on Saturday mornings, and you couldn't have Kirk womanizing and just dating all kinds of women across the galaxy. That's my guess as to why he turned her down. I'd like to thank you, my subscribers, and especially my new subscribers. I'm very happy you enjoy hearing something more about the work that I'm doing, and I hope the videos are entertaining, and I really hope you can come back for more.